Now over here, diminished energy for the heart area, that ends up being a little loner. So it's somebody who's either had bad experiences with other people, and they just don't trust them, or it's somebody who thinks that they're afraid people are going to steal their ideas or whatnot, but they just don't really want to engage people in to help them with their ideas. And over here, excessive, this is somebody who I label the martyr. And this is often where moms and teachers and parents in general can lie because they give all of their creative juice away. And it goes to other people, but there's only just the smallest trickle coming back. And if it is coming back, they won't even necessarily know what to do with it, because they struggle to actually receive support. They feel much more comfortable giving it, but they don't feel comfortable taking it. And therefore, their community doesn't really know even how to support them because they're rejected when they try. So this is how do you help this? Because you end up giving everything away and then you feel like you're drying up. And this is about opening up here, and learning how to receive help yourself. So down here in this power spot, what happens with the diminished energy and what happens with the excessive energy? With diminished energy, we'll draw this as a little foot and a person going, oh no. And this is the victim space. And this is, oh, it's everybody else's fault that I didn't get my thing done. You have 1,000,001 excuses for why you didn't push your idea forward. Because of this part, remember I was talking about that? This is the person that when they get in this spot, they quit. They never take this path back up because it's now they have a great story of how they're screwed and how everybody just absolutely ruined their chances of doing anything, and not pushing back forward. Now, on the other side, you have the bully, which is a person who will actually take much more than they give. And they will ask, and instead of them giving at all, they just take to the point where they end up drying up their support system and nobody actually wants to help them in return. And then down here at the energy, the emotional level, what happens there is if you're diminished in energy, you end up numb. And you're unable to really process your emotions. What you make often is insipid because it doesn't actually contain your passion or your energy within it. And then over here, if you're excessive in energy, you often get lost in the land of addiction. And you run away from your creation by doing all kinds of other things, of chasing that dopamine high in a way that is not going to it's not pushing you forward. It could be things as simple as you go on Netflix, you're surfing the internet, you're checking your email for the 100th time, you're doing whatever it takes to step away from the hard emotional work that it takes to actually bring something to life. And then down here, the final stage. So at this point, remember we said we got rid of perfection paralysis. We just went ahead and shipped. Well, how does this go wrong? Well, you can be a non-completer finisher, which means you get things about 7/8 of the way done, but never all the way across the line. And then here you end up with hoarding. So you have 1,000,000 projects that you've actually done, but you're too afraid to let anybody else see them. So you've got this collection of stuff, or you're afraid to give your gifts out in the world, but you're really happy to take gifts. So therefore, if you're in that sort of energetic space and you've got all these things that you've taken from other people, and this kind of falls up into the bully land, and you're hoarding them and you're not sharing, well, that means that that energy becomes stagnant and you're not able to move forward. Whereas this, you make the thing, you give it, and then you make another thing. And you often get more support for giving that gift out into the world. So this is basically the framework that underlies the HeArtivist. And so what we do is each week we start at the top with ideation. And in the Click Happy program, what I do is I have people create images that represent each of these areas. And then the next week we work on this area, and then the next week we make imagery together that works on this, to the point where by the end of it you've got a really solid understanding of all these different elements, and you can see where you are in or out of balance and how you can move forward in creating a much more efficient pathway in your creative path, where your passion, where your mojo, where you get it all back. Because this doesn't just relate to art, this relates to life. So it's, yeah, this is huge. And this is the heartbeat. This is what's behind it. So if this resonates with you and you want to learn this on a deeper level, by all means, come along to the training that we have, and just follow the links below to find out where our next training is. Cheers. Take care. See ya.